Coming off another winning day, a 6-1 run, and it's Dinger Tuesday. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven. Happy Dinger Tuesday to everybody. That's right, it is a $40 prize to the winner as we carry over last week since nobody won. So let's just jump right into that. Here's how you win the Dinger Tuesday contest. Leave a comment below with your home run bet. You only get one, and you must include the odds and the sports book to have a chance to win. Higher odds obviously wins. If we have a tie in the odds, it goes to the longest home run hit. A tie with the same player as the best one, then that goes to a Wednesday showdown as we've done a couple times. So be sure to be a part of this because it's $40, the biggest prize of the year for Dinger Tuesday. But we had another winning 2-in-1 day. I will gladly take it. We're going to go over the bets in a little bit, but a nice 6-in-1 run. Let's see if we can keep building off of that. So we got a full 15 game slate, which means we got to get right into it. So we start with the baseball fun fact. So here we go. It's Barry Bonds. In 2004, when I graduated high school, Barry Bonds had 373 at-bats, but he reached safely 376 times. That's insane, guys. He reached base more times than AB. Some of you guys who don't know baseball that well are thinking, how does that even happen? Well, because a walk is not considered an at-bat. It's considered a plate appearance. He hit 362 that season and walked 232 times. That is just insane. There's so many Barry Bonds stats out there that are just wild. But anyways, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday. We're going to talk good and bad hitter matchups. Then, of course, go over those good pitcher strikeout matchups. We got a lot of those for you today. And then show you the entire pitcher report, give you any best bets we have so far the night before, and then talk those hitter parlay ideas and wrap it all up with the recap. So hit that like button, leave a comment below. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we're on our way to 28,000 subscribers. Only a few weeks away from NFL season. NBA is also only a couple months away as well. So we got a lot going on. But let's get the baseball journey started. And that means it's recap time. There it is, the beautiful winning day. And we start out with Mr. Brian Woo Woo Woo, baby. Under 5.5 hits. How about 2? That's it. Just 2 hits allowed. Sweat-free, an absolute beauty. He was just absolutely cruising today against that Dodgers lineup. And then Jonathan Cannon over 16.5 outs. That one was a little more sweaty, but he did go the full 6 innings like I thought he would. He struggled in the 5th. He was cruising until the 5th, gave up a lot of runs, then started out the 6th with a solo bomb, but then got the next guys out, and we cashed it. So that was a beauty. And oh, go figure, the only winner was on the Orioles game because the Orioles not only scored 3, I got excited about going into extras, and then I saw all the Orioles hitters and players talk in the dugout and say, you know what? Don't forget, Jabbo has over 8.5. We got to end this game now. We can't go to extras. So they give up a solo walk-off bomb to Francisco Alvarez, 4-3. I lose. I am going to continue to say it. I am done betting Orioles games. But I have to mean it this time, hopefully. Ryan just shakes his head. He already knew I lost, and he still asked how the game went. But anyways, 2-in-1 day. We will take it. There's the overall record. 6-in-1 run. Player props absolutely crushing it. Game bets absolutely suck. So that's where we're at. But anyways, that's the recap. Now let's talk some good and bad hitter matchups. All right, we got 11 of these matchups for you today, and it starts out with a Philly. Nick Castellanos, 11 for 35, 6 extra base hits versus Reynaldo Lopez. You know, it's not elite, but he's still hitting over 300. Rhys Hoskins, the ex-Philly, 9 for 29 against Eric Fedde. So on and so on. Ty France makes his way on here again, 6 for 12 versus Jose Barrios. And then Trey Turner, 3 for 8 with a home run versus Lopez. Contreras, you see there, 5 for 8. And then over there on the right side, Grossman over there, 5 for 8 versus Mitch Keller. So on and so on. So that's the best hitter matchups. And now let's talk the bad hitter matchups. And we got 6 of these for you. And it starts out with our boy Marcell Ozuna. Holy smokes, 9 for 48 with 17 Ks versus Zach Wheeler. Now, Ozuna's been on an absolute tear lately, but we will see if the matchup takes over or his form, but that is not pretty. The Candyman, 3 for 19, 6 Ks versus Barrios, James McCann, Margot, nothing huge there, Hunter Renfroe, and then Ahmed Rosario, 1 for 10 with 2 Ks versus Barrios. So that's what we got for all the hitter matchups, and now let's talk some arms. All right, we got 4 matchups for you today, and the first one is the lefty DJ Hertz of the Nationals going up against the Rockies. Colorado, 9th highest K percentage versus lefties last 3 weeks, as you see there. 68 Ks for Hurts in 55 innings, but Colorado on the road against lefties, really against righties or lefties, but against lefties here, it has not been pretty. Since July 1st, they have the highest strikeout percentage at 35.6% on the road. Away from elevation is absolutely huge. And then also on top of that, Hurts' K rate is much higher at home, 30.8% compared to 23.5% on the road. He did have 2 big strikeout games to throw those numbers up a little bit, but 10 versus the Mets, 13 versus the Marlins. He had 5 Ks versus Colorado earlier this year, but that was in Coors Field. So the second one, Zach Wheeler versus the Braves. Braves, 10th highest K percentage versus righties last 2 weeks, a little over 24%. Wheeler, 162 Ks and 148.2 innings. His K rate on the road is a little lower, though, 25.7% compared to 28.9% at home. And he's been consistent. We know that about Zach Wheeler. 6+ Ks now in 8 of his last 9 starts. So those are the first 2. Let's go check out this final 2 now. We got Rennell White of the Astros going up against the Red Sox. Boston, 9th highest K percentage versus righties last 3 weeks, 24.7%. Blanco, 130 Ks and 134 innings. Obviously not an elite strikeout guy, but still above average. Blanco, slightly higher K rate at home, also 25.3% compared to 23.3% on the road. He just faced Boston 2 starts ago, and he had 5 strikeouts in Boston. He has 5 or more strikeouts now in 6 of his last 7 starts. And then the final one, the lefty, Robbie Ray of the Giants, going up against the White Sox. Chicago, 7th highest K percentage versus lefties last 3 weeks at 28%. Robbie Ray, 30 Ks and 21 innings. He's only made 5 starts this year. As most of you guys know, really late start coming back from a big injury. He has 8, 4, 9, 7, and 2 strikeouts. That 2 was his last start, and it was because he only went 0.2 innings. So every single out that he pitched was a strikeout, but he got rocked. But 2 starts ago, before he got crushed, he threw 105 pitches, so he's fully stretched out. I don't expect him to have any limitations or anything. So those are the 4 best pitcher strikeout matchups today. And now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, these are the first 8 matchups of the day, and we start with Eduardo Rodriguez up there. Only a couple starts, 10.2 innings. Hasn't been great for him yet, as he's still trying to work back. Edward Cabrera, who's actually had a better month or so of the season than he has earlier. Then DJ Hertz versus Austin Gomber. We talked about Hertz already. Gomber is just a struggle, that's for sure. And then Luis Gil of the Yankees going up against Matthew Boyd. He looked good in his first start, but it's only 1 start, 5.1 innings. 31.6% K rate. That's not the kind of guy he usually is in his career, just FYI. And then Carson Spires, whatever, Jose Barrios, 2 just whatever pitchers to me, average, below average, not nothing special there. Spears does give up a lot of hits though. Kramer, Quintana, as you can see, we got a lot of just so-so matchups. But Eric Fetty, he's been pretty solid all year down there. He's pitching at home here for the Cardinals. Only obviously made a few starts for them so far, going up against Frankie Montas and the Milwaukee Brewers. But good pitching matchup. Lopez, who had some time off with injury and stuff, going up against Zach Wheeler, who has just been solid. 2.8 expected ERA, 27.5% K rate. As good as it gets out there right now. And then Mitch Keller against Bradford. So not a ton of great matchups here. There's the hits per 9, walks, Ks, anything you need. Hopefully this helps you out with the averages on the bottom. And now let's take a look at the final 7 matchups. And again, we don't have a ton of great matchups on this one. Nick Pivetta, he's been so-so. He's due for some positive regression. 3.8 expected ERA. Really high K rate. He misses bats. He doesn't walk a lot of guys. So his ERA, I do expect to come down. And then Blanco, we already talked about. He's had a pretty solid season. Let's face it. He started out hot out of the gate. But 2.89, 3.34 expected ERA. Just been pretty solid. Does walk a few more guys though. Other than that, Cole Riggins, we know what he can do. He can miss a lot of bats. 3.18 expected or ERA with a 28.9 K percentage. But other than that, somehow Tyler Anderson is continuing to just limit runs. 3.3 ERA is better than a lot of people thought he would do. But other than that, we don't have a ton. Bailey Ober's had some quite a bit of quality starts. Had a string of those. So he's pitched pretty well. Martin Perez is just whatever. And then Robbie Ray against Davis Martin, who's nothing special. He's pitched well so far. Only 18 innings. And then Walker Buehler just has not found his form yet. And then he went back to getting hurt and rehab starts and all that. So we'll see. But him against Bryce Miller, who's been just another solid Seattle Mariner pitching, which doesn't matter because we can't hit anyways. But anyways, those are all 15 matchups on the pitcher report. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, before we get into this first best bet, any graphics you see are from our sponsor, Outlier. That's right. If you were not a part of it, I don't know what to tell you. You guys are missing out. It's a one-stop shop for all your betting research. It has NFL, MLB, WNBA, NBA, and more. in-depth stats. Click the link below in the description and go sign up for that free trial because there is so much helpful information for you. As you guys know, we talk about it every single day. So here we go. This first one takes us out to the Bay Area where the San Francisco Giants host the Chicago White Sox. Giants on the money line minus 245, White Sox on the money line plus 200 with a total of 8 runs. I'm going straight from the research help I give out. Finally, give me Robbie Ray over 6.5 Ks at minus 105 on Bet 365. We did talk a lot about this one already in the good pitcher strikeout matchups, which I'm sure all of you heard and watched and never fast forwarded through it, right? Okay. Anyways, he's made 5 starts, but I'm throwing out the last one because he just got absolutely shelled. He went .2 innings. And like we talked about, in the .2 innings, he did strike out both of those guys for whatever it's worth, but that's obviously not why I'm making this bet. But as you can see from this screenshot with Outlier right here, in his other 4 starts, he's over in 3 of the 4 starts. He even had 8 Ks versus the Dodgers, 9 Ks versus the Reds. He has some swing and miss stuff, and he has for his whole entire career. He now faces a White Sox team, like we talked about earlier, 7th highest K rate versus lefties last 3 weeks at 28%. And here's some lefties that have faced the White Sox lately. Kyle Harrison, not a big strikeout guy, got 5. Framber Valdez, 9. Nestor Cortez, 9. Justin Steele, 8. All of these starting pitchers I just named have a K rate of 24% or lower. Ray, through 5 starts, has a 32.6% K rate. I know a smaller sample size, but he's a guy who's always missed bats in his entire career. So as long as he doesn't get hit around, which I don't think he will, it is the White Sox. I love him to get to 7+ Ks here. And if you look at what the books have him and how they think he's going to pitch, he has an earned runs line at only 1.5. He has a hits line at almost only 3.5. They're saying he should have a pretty good game here. So give me Robbie Tight Pants Ray over 6.5 Ks as my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to Los Angeles where the Dodgers host my Seattle can't hit Mariners. Dodgers on the money line minus 155, Mariners on the money line plus 130 with a total of 8.5 runs. My best bet in this game, it's a player prop, so don't worry. It's Bryce Miller over 15.5 outs recorded at minus 120 on DraftKings. Another 1-unit play for me. This line is too low in my opinion. Now, let's look at this screenshot from Outlier. Just like last time, I got some info for you. He is over an 18 of 24 starts. That is a 75% hit rate. Yes, hash brown math. That is impressive. I will take it. And if you do want to ask, well, maybe he struggles on the road. How does he do there? I'm glad you asked because he's hit 8 of 11, as you can see by this screenshot with Outlier. 8 of 11 road starts is pretty impressive. Again, we're not asking a guy to go 6 full innings or anything like that. I expect him to throw around 90 pitches here. We talked about the Dodgers offense yesterday when I tailed Brian Rue under 5.5 hits and he gave up only 2. That's right, just 2. They really struggled against him. And listen, I know the Dodgers can go off at any time. They have some sluggers. Shohei Ohtani has struggled, let's face it, in the last week and a half. But the bottom of the order doesn't really impress me as well. But last 3 weeks versus righties, 16th in WRC+. That's an overall way of telling how well you create runs and things like that. Now, some other stats for outs recorded I look at. On-base percentage. Are they getting a lot of rallies? Are they making pitchers throw a ton of pitches? 26th in on-base percentage. That's not a lot of rallies for sure. 16th in walk rate, which means they're not just working the ton out of these pitchers. And honestly, it doesn't matter because Miller does not walk many guys. But if you just take the Dodgers name out of it, they've been pretty much average versus righties since the All-Star break. And you know what? They got some power. Maybe they hit a few bombs. You know what? It's okay. If it's a solo bomb or one guy on, as long as they're not getting 10 pitch at bats and things like that. And now if you look at just the last 9 righties against the Dodgers, 7 of those last 9 have gone over this line, including Brian Wu last night. Palante went 7 innings. A guy named Miles Mikolas went 5.2. Tobias Myers 5.2. Colin Ray 6 innings. Guys, some of these pitchers aren't even good. Let's just face it. And Bryce Miller has better numbers and has done well overall this year. So I just think this number, I think they're still getting too much respect right now, the Dodgers, in regards to some of these opposing pitcher lines. And then in August, Bryce Miller, 2.08 ERA, 175 average against, giving up only a 0.269 on-base percentage. 26.9% on base is pretty low. And then, like I mentioned, he has great command like all Mariner pitchers do. He has a 5.7% walk rate like you saw on the pitcher report. So, again, I just need 1 out in the 6th. I think Miller can get it done yet again. So give me Bryce Miller over 15.5 outs recorded as my second and final best bet on this video. Any added plays will be in the pinned comments on X and on Discord, which is free. Click the link below. But we're not done yet. Let's talk some hitter parlay ideas. All right, we got 3 of these for you today. Went 2-1 yesterday. Let's see if we can get all 3 of them now. First one, Trey Turner, 3 for 8 off Ronaldo Lopez. He's heating up, though, and that's what you like to see. Trey Turner got in a little slump there, But when he's heating up, he is unbelievable. He's hitting 476 the last 7 days. He has 2+ hits in 3 of the last 4, and 1+ hit in 9 of his last 11. The second one, James Wood, the rookie for the Nationals, hitting 409 the last 7 days. He's now facing Austin Gomber and the Rockies bullpen. That's just an incredible matchup. Wood has similar splits versus righties and lefties so far, so not a huge thing there. I'm just going to ride the hot bat versus some pretty bad pitchers, that's for sure. And then the third one, the hottest hitter on planet Earth, Masataka Yoshida. That's right, absolute fire. How about hitting 647 in the last 7 days? He's hitting 368 in the month of August. He crushes righties, hitting 332 versus them, compared to only 208 versus lefties. He's facing righty Ronel White Blanco. He limits hits. I'm not gonna lie. Like Ronel Blanco, if you look at his hits per 9, it's just a little under 6 hits per 9. But this is just riding the hot bat here. And if you don't want to take Yoshida, today because you think Blanco's too solid, all that kind of stuff, I understand. Then you could maybe take him against Spencer Spaghetti Arrighetti tomorrow of the Houston Astros. So, but it is just some good info that you guys need to have, because I'm pretty sure if you're not a Red Sox fan, you probably didn't know Masataka Yoshida is practically getting a hit every single at bat right now. So, anyways, those are my 3 best hitter parlay ideas for the day, my 2 best bets, and all the research help you need. And now let's take a look at the recap. All right, there it is. Our 2 best bets so far. Robbie Ray over 6.5 Ks at -105 on Bet365. And then Bryce Miller over 15.5 outs recorded at -120 on DraftKings. Again, at least one more added play will be in the pinned comments on X and on Discord. Thank you guys for listening. As always, I appreciate it. And don't forget to leave your Dinger Tuesday bets below with the odds and sportsbook. So hope you have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.